This is The Scoop for Tuesday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. President Joe Biden is traveling to Tampa to assail Florida's upcoming 6-week abortion ban and similar restrictions nationwide. Biden's re-election campaign believes the ban and a ballot measure that would put abortion protections into the state's constitution could help energize Democrats here. They hope to make Florida competitive in the presidential election. In the past decade, the swing state has become more reliably Republican, but organizers of Florida's abortion ballot measure also say they want it to remain nonpartisan and primarily a local issue, considering that in order for it to pass, it will need large number of Republican voters to approve it in November. President Biden is speaking at the Dale Mabry campus of Hillsborough Community College in Tampa early this afternoon. A major peace protest is planned for 1 o'clock today outside HCC at the corner of Lois Avenue and Tampa Bay Boulevard. Organizers are calling it an emergency protest. Say no to Genocide Joe. A flyer says Biden is coming to Tampa to stand with women while he funds the genocide of Palestinian women. On Earth Day, the CDC and NOAA announced a new tool that they hope will provide more information for people who are especially vulnerable to heat. Here's more from WMNF's Chris Young.
Health and government officials spoke at a hospital in Washington, D.C. to announce the tool. Don Graves is the Deputy Secretary of Commerce.
Extreme heat kills more people in the U.S. today than any other weather hazard. That includes hurricanes, floods, tornadoes.
The tool highlights unusual heat patterns on a map. It divides heat to a number and color-coded scale, ranging from minor to extreme, that identifies heat risk. Ken Graham, director of NOAA's National Weather Service, demoed the program.
So you can follow the heat as it transposes across the country. You can follow areas where it's getting maybe worse, getting better. You can see some of those trends as you scroll in there.
The forecast tool was first made for California in 2013.
People really liked it, and it was a simple way to be able to see this information. And as a result, the Weather Service is like, we and both of us, right? The CDC is like, let's expand this nationwide.
Graves hopes people benefit from this tool.
Heat risk will help people understand what forecast heat means to them and their families.
You can find a link to the experimental program on our website, WMNF.org. For WMNF News, I'm Chris Young.
Yesterday, Governor Ron DeSantis received 20 bills, including a measure designed to crack down on participants in what are called street takeovers. Supporters of the bill say it's designed to help prevent street racing, drag racing, and stunt racing. Fines and jail time would be increased for people involved in those takeovers. DeSantis also received a school safety bill that would direct districts to follow new perimeter and door safety requirements. The changes would involve all gates or other access points on campuses to remain closed and locked while students are on campus unless the gates or access points are actively staffed. The measure also seeks to prevent people from operating drones over public or private schools in Florida. It's getting harder for Floridians to put food on the table. That's according to a new poll commissioned by No Kid Hungry Florida. Here's more from Margie Menzel.
Nearly 3/4 of Floridians say affording groceries has become harder in the last 12 months. 78% say the cost of food is rising faster than their incomes. Parents and Floridians who reside in rural areas are being hit the hardest, with 82% of parents and 92% of rural residents saying it's been harder to afford groceries in the last year. No Kid Hungry Florida Director Sky Beard says many families are being forced to sacrifice healthy options like fresh produce and protein in order to stretch their grocery budget. The poll shows there is overwhelming support for ending childhood hunger in Florida, with almost unanimous agreement that it should be a bipartisan issue. I'm Margie Menzel.
Tampa police are investigating after a 14-year-old boy was shot to death last week. The Tampa Bay Times reports last Wednesday afternoon, officers responded to reports of gunfire near the 1400 block of West Bush Boulevard. And when they arrived, they found Javario Bowie dead from a gunshot wound near the railroad tracks between West Bush Boulevard and Rome Avenue. It will be mostly sunny, breezy, and hot today with highs in the low 80s. Tonight, mostly clear and mild. Overnight lows in the high 50s. Tomorrow, sunny and hot, highs in the mid 80s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.